Hi everybody, I'm Sarah.
I'm Brian.
Welcome to the Big Blue House Homestead. I haven't been on YouTube for a few days. Well, I think this will be day 3 maybe, I don't know. Had a bunch of technical difficulties, like major issues with my phone. It's been going on for a while and we've tried to solve it through customer service and it didn't really work. So we went down to the store to get it fixed and it was the craziest thing. I mean, the whole situation was crazy, how my phone was working, what was going on. It was basically a corrupted phone line. Not my phones themselves, but the phone line. So Brian will explain a little bit more of that because I don't do technology as well, but he does. So
Yeah, it was weird because we switched phone lines to another phone, Sarah's phone line to another phone, and like the issue just kept following her. And I even, thought it might be something with a setting in Google, but it wasn't because we went to an iPhone and it followed her there as well. So yeah, we took it to the store yesterday, and they were like, there's nothing we can do store level. So they started looking at it, and they actually said it was the perfect storm, but didn't really go into why. But one of the guys there did say that he had seen where some setting from a really old phone number, something down in the I don't know, technical part of it, was messing it up. But yeah, so it was killing the data, or the bandwidth of the data coming in and going out.
yeah.
So we had to switch to another phone, and then also switch Sarah's phone number, and now the new phone number works fine. The old one is still
Corrupted.
yeah, it's still
Crazy.
very slow. So I've never seen anything like it. And that one of the guys there said he'd never seen anything like
Right.
it, and the other guy said he'd only seen that like one other time. So it's crazy, but it's fixed now. So
I'm back. We're back. Yay!
yay!
But yeah, crazy. A corrupted phone line, and it would not allow me to do anything because it would take up all of my data usage. So I couldn't load videos, I couldn't watch videos, I couldn't get into live streams, I couldn't even pull up like the news. It would give me one picture and everything else would just be gray screen with words beside it. And it just got very frustrating trying to put yourself out there in social media. It's hard when you can't use your phone.
Yeah.
So we got it fixed, so we're back. So now Brian's gonna go back in and finish his stuff that he was doing, and I'm gonna show you guys the garden because it's exploding. There's all sorts of stuff growing now, and I just wanted to update you guys since I haven't been on for a few days. So, hi.
All right, all right. Well, have fun, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. And you can see just by this little span how much is just green and lush in my garden. Lots and lots of growth, lots of stuff happening. My noodle beans are starting to grab on and work their way up. So that's working out. Eventually this will get completely covered, and then I will have tons and tons and tons of beans. But the ones on this next trellis have already started setting beans, so let's go check those out. Yep, I've already got mosaic beans growing. And they're beautiful, very nice, pretty lavender flowers. But yeah, I've got tons. I think I counted yesterday and there's like 17 beans, and I should be able to pick those in a couple days. All right, all the green beans that were eaten down to almost nothing have popped back up. And then I have all the ones here that are just doing awesome. They're starting to set some flowers. And then I don't know if you can see that. I've got tomatoes. I have tomatoes everywhere. These are the healthiest plants that I have. And on this side, I've got some blight issues settling on a few other ones. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, you can just see all those tomatoes everywhere. Tons of tomatoes. All right, and these are my jalapeno peppers. I'm gonna have to get in and start staking some of these. They're getting a little sideways and falling over, but they're doing beautiful. And they have a bunch of peppers on them. They're just hard to see because they're the same color as the leaves. See? Jalapeno peppers. Everywhere. I cleaned up this patch behind the jalapenos. You can see how big those sunflowers are getting. But I've weeded out and got the fennel all separated. It was struggling a little bit with the weeds. And then in the end were some cosmos, but they never sprouted. So I actually have my tomato suckers that are doing awesome. And we're going to plant those back here because it's kind of out of the way and there's no tomatoes on this area. But check out that misfit okra patch. This stuff is up to my knee almost. Big, huge okra. Hopefully they start taking off here real soon because I'm ready for some more okra. I cleaned out all the weeds. Well, not all of the weeds, but most of the weeds in this area. You can see the big difference from where I showed it before. All the corn's doing well. I've got some small ones that are sprouting that I've just replanted recently. Wheelbarrow full of plants to go in compost. And all those Romano beans. I'm so excited. They're covered in blooms. I've never been able to get anything but 2 beans total off of these plants. No matter where I put them, the deer eat them. So I'm trying really hard this year to make sure I get some of those Romano beans. Thought that was kind of interesting. Just an old log. And one of the maple shoots fell into the middle. And it's growing a tree out of it now. The things that seeds will do. All right, this patch of tomatoes is doing awesome. These aren't struggling as bad as my other ones, but I do have lots of tomatoes set. So I'm getting really excited because that means it's almost tomato time. And then these pepper plants are doing great. I've got a tomato that fell. I must have either not tied it or forgot, but I got a green pepper already. And it's a good size one too. Look, see, it's a good size one already. That, my friends, is a sugar baby watermelon. I've got a couple of them actually. I have 7 or 8 plants total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 plants total. They're setting lots of fruit. I mean, you can see by the size of that, that's a nice little miniature watermelon. But yeah, I've got 4 or 5 about that size already starting, so I'm excited. We have got some watermelons. The poblanos over here are getting really, really, really tall. I'm just glad I got those tied up. They're real spindly, and I've never grown poblanos before, so I'm not sure if it's the variety. But yeah, they've set in blossoms, and maybe I'll start to get some stuff here soon. I got a little bumblebee back there. Pollinate them tomatoes for me. All right. These are the mortgage lifters, and they are not doing so hot. I've had to come through and pull off lots of yellowing leaves. You can see how it's thinning out even more than I expected. And I think I've got one plant that I'm just going to have to pull. So let me show you that one. My zinnias are blooming though. So I've got that one plant that definitely looks sickly. So yeah, I might have to just pull that one out. But look at all these tomatoes setting all the way down. Another one of my zinnias bloomed. And this is actually a vintage 1980s seed packet. I was able to get 2 to sprout. And hey, I've got some nice zinnias now. All right, this cucumber plant on this trellis is actually exploding. It's doing the best out of all of my cucumbers. I think next year I might just plant them in here instead of buckets and just possibly get, tons of cucumbers this way. These over here are starting to pull out and vine up, so that's really good. I'm getting ready to pull the last of my beets. I'm kind of done with them, and I'm just going to do some seed saving from that point on. And then we'll get this cleaned out and we'll put some more stuff in. And then you can see this bed over here with the eggplants. Now there is some weeds. I haven't gotten to them. I've been working really hard out here, but I haven't gotten everything finished. But they're setting flowers finally. I don't have any fruit yet, which is fine. I need them to get a little bigger. But yeah, eggplants are doing awesome. And check out those Kentucky Wonder pole beans. That's what I want my trellises to look like. Big and beautiful and covered all the time. Do have some yellowing. I also have some blossom end rot setting in on some of my tomatoes, even though I added extra calcium. So I'm just going to amend and do what I can to save that stuff. Don't want my plants to die. I don't want them to suffer, but I definitely want to get the produce off of them. I don't want to waste it. So yeah, that's going to be part of today's thing, is treating all the funguses and issues and all of that good stuff. You always concern yourself with looking up and not down. But if you look all over your trellising, you'll see beans. They grow wherever a flower was. And I've got a lot of them starting. Well, I guess it's a good thing to have ants in your garden after all. That's a Japanese beetle. And yep, he's going to get eaten by those ants because I don't want him in here. He's already dead. Squash plants are doing good, just getting more yellowing because we've had just way too much rain. But down the whole line, it looks good. And then over here with the Tigger melons, this black cherry tomato is just going crazy. It is so big. You can see it's already out into the yard. I'm gonna have to put another stake in. But look, tons of tomatoes. Even all of my bucketed tomatoes are setting fruit. And I am getting some blight issues with those as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to fix that. But yeah, all the way down the line, just tons of tomatoes. I'm probably gonna have to start harvesting a lot of these herbs. That tarragon, look how massive this is. It's just a huge plant. And that's nice. I've never had tarragon before like this, so it's really good. And then it looks like I've got maybe a few weeds starting in with my oregano. But that happens. You can't ever keep pots and beds clean. Weeds will find their way everywhere. But I've got a bunch of coriander seed to save. So herbs are doing well. They're doing what they need to, giving me seed. Lettuces are giving me flowers and seed. Everything's working out. Still got quite a few of my potato bags, and they're doing really, really good. See, can't get rid of your weeds. They happen where they want to, wherever they decide to grow. We harvested a couple more bags yesterday, Emma and I did, because the plants had died off, but we're just gonna let these go as far as they can. Some of them look really nice and green, and some of them not so much. Basil's exploding. I need to go ahead and get this stuff separated, and I need to clean this bed out and spread them because these plants are getting big. All right, cattle panel that I planted all those dried beans on. You can see all those little beans popping up. And that radicchio did make it after all. I've got 4 plants that are surviving, and I have one that's still a little bit of a struggle. But that's not bad for being eaten 3 times, pulled out the ground, and replanted multiple times. So I may still get some radicchio after all. Started noticing these. Got acorn squash already setting, and you can see these are not very big plants. But that's still nice because once I get them, they'll just keep producing and keep coming on, and I'll get more and more and more. Even all the tomatoes over here are setting a ton of fruit. And I've got loaded down peppers and everything. Let me go show you these banana peppers. Oh, got to show you the marigolds. These are my antique marigolds, and they are beautiful. And I don't know if you can tell how big that plant is, but you can see that's a tomato cage beside it, and it's massive, huge plant. Check out these banana peppers though. I got banana peppers everywhere. All of these plants are loaded. I already picked some, but yeah, I've got a ton of banana peppers now. So my butternut squash, it's starting to take off, trail out. And then all this okra over here that I planted is doing really well. But I wanted to show you this down here. This is actually my blue Hubbard, and it's starting to send its trails out, which is great. But you can see that one. See that big squash? Let me show you the big one. That thing is a monster. You see how big that is? Try to get out some of these weeds. But yeah, check him out. Huge squash. It's gonna be a hot day today. I got a lot of work to get done out here, finish up some stuff. Just wanted to stand with my beans. Like I said, it's my favorite trellis. It's beautiful. It actually stays rather nice and cool in here because it's filling up nice. So, all right, well, I'm back. Look forward to more videos, and I'll be back on almost daily again, like before. So, just wanted to show you, garden's exploding, technical difficulties, all the fun things that happen. No, not at all. 2 hours of my time wasted, and it was, oh, such a pain. But at least I can use my phone again. I can go on social media, and guess what? I went in a live stream last night for the first time in almost a year. Pretty excited about that. So, yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. I'm gonna go work on the garden, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.